Well, good morning to you, a very good friend of mine. You're a contractor, you're based in Akosombo, Sanyo Tambaklo, and I hope that you're enjoying your time. I also want to say a good morning to all workers, and that'll be staff as well. Sky Plus Hotel, you're in the Volta Regional Capital Hall, especially to 7, and also Bright. Good morning to all of you. And more so, good morning to you, Mama Vioso. You look good.
Morning, good morning.
Yeah.
Do I look like it's my birthday? I don't know.
Is it your birthday today?
No, it's not.
Don't frighten me, because the last year you gave me cake, so I wanted to do something surprising for you this year.
Do you even know my birthday?
No, I think I do. It's in October.
That's the first bomb. Okay, but there's a special lady in my life. It's her birthday today. Yeah. Florence Morte did my makeup, and I thought it looks like a birthday makeup because it's her birthday. So Florence, happy birthday to
Florence,
you.
good morning to you. You're sweet as always, and we know that
she didn't make you up. You should have allowed her to make you up.
Yeah, she should have.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she didn't.
Yeah.
Because usually I'm a nice guy.
She is so confused this morning. The calls are just coming in. She's one big celeb. So Florence Morte, happy birthday to you. Good morning to all of you. If it's your birthday, you're watching us from wherever, happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
I wanted to say a lot of things have been going on. You know that CNN has been in the news for a lot of things about Donald Trump. But Christian Amanpour, you know, she did that interview, Sex and Love Around the World. She came to interview my sweet girl, the lady with the sweet curves, Moisha. And all the Moisha ladies who are around Ghana, good morning to all of you. And Christian Amanpour has been speaking for you and for them and for the press who have been vilifying Moisha. We told you don't do it, myself and Mavio Sabwaje. We told you we were right. And CNN's Christian Amanpour is backing us with a good reply. Can we take a look at it before we look at the headlines?
No, we'll bring it. I mean, it's not our first story, definitely not. We'll share that with you. That's on the flip side,
right?
A bit later on, just before we wrap up. Not now, though. Now we have to do some serious reviews. So let's do the newspapers. We'll start off with the Daily Graphic newspaper front page. The first gentleman of the land is featured on the front page of the paper. President Akufo-Addo delivering the keynote address at the second edition of the UK-Ghana Investment Summit in London yesterday. Headline reads, Ghana, ideal place to invest, according to the president. But there's some news coming out from London as well. And I guess when we get to City Newsroom, the website of City FM will bring that story to you. And the government's response in terms of what Prime Minister Theresa May has been saying about helping us get rid of the anti-gay laws in our books, and essentially blaming the British for us having them laws. They are promising to help us get rid of those laws. It's interesting conversation.
Yeah, and I shared that on my Facebook handle page yesterday. Yeah. I don't know whether there's a page. Yeah,
well, still on the front page of the paper. We'll have time and deal with that.
Okay. Because I was wondering.
Ghana Water Company Limited pays 1.4 million Ghana cedis 4 months after desalination plant closes. FDA orders Citidia to shut operations to remove foreign label product. What did we say, Roland? Huh? Oh, Ghana authorities, we know you too well now. Okay.
They're reactive.
Yeah.
They're like tortoise.
3 more former ministers meet CID. We brought you a report on that, Joseph Akaple, following that, but we also speak to their lawyer this morning. Victor Kojoga Adaudu would join us for some details. Listen, I want to go to this page 16 because
is he coming to the studio? Not sure.
Yeah,
right.
No, not because it's just brief. You know, we did an extensive report on that, so we just want a quick wrap.
Fantastic.
So we'll just raise him on the phone lines. But this story, yesterday, the Daily Graphic newspaper brought us a story, and we also shared our experiences about how some shops are boldly displaying products with labels not in a language that we can read and understand. And they did a tour, the graphic did a tour, so they brought names of some of the places that they visited. And rightly so, we anticipated that there will be a reaction from the regulator. And yes, so the reaction is in the paper this morning. It's almost as if the media is doing the work for the authorities now. So on page 16, the story is here. The Food and Drugs Authority has ordered the closure of all Citidia supermarkets in the country to allow for the immediate removal of all products labeled in Spanish and French. The decision by the FDA is in response to the Daily Graphic publication of Monday, April 16, 2018, which drew attention to some supermarkets and mother care shops in Accra and its outskirts, which are selling food and baby products labeled in Chinese and Spanish in contravention of the law. Responding to the Daily Graphic inquiries, an FDA official confirmed that the shops had been closed for the authority to investigate the retail chain, but declined to give further comment. Shame on you, Food and Drugs Authority. We rightly predicted that you would do something like this, and you never disappoint us. If we have seen it, ordinary people have seen it, and it's not like they stocked these things like overnight. What role do you play, really? What is your oversight responsibility? And you take an action like this so that we see that you're working, or what? Really, we know that you're not. In terms of this, you're not doing your duty. It is not the responsibility of the Daily Guide to expose these things for you to go and close the shops down. And I don't know, the first thing you do is to close the entire shop down. There's something related in there.
Yeah, Victor Kojoga is on the line now.
We'll come back to the FDA situation. Yeah. But
we're doing the monitoring for the FDA now.
It's not right. Is the Daily... Never. Do they pay the graphic reporter? What's the name of this reporter? Does he get part of their salary as Food and Drugs Authority? Seth Bokpe in Accra, you should be taking some money from the FDA.
For helping them.
But let's talk about this. Let's skip and go to... if you go to page 18 in the Daily Graphic newspaper, this story is there. 3 more former ministers meet CID. And indeed, in our AM News just a while ago, we brought you details of that as well. But lawyer for these former ministers and MPs joining us via phone, Victor Kojoga Daudu. We thank you for your time here on the AM show this morning. Hello, sir.
Cherished viewers.
Okay. If you, I hope that you can hear me clearly.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, sure. So, how many clients do you have in terms of the former ministers and MPs who are being investigated for stealing?
Let me put on record that we work as a team. There's a team of lawyers, and as and when we are told, or the police invite us, then that is when we will know who is to go next. But when the police do not invite us, we may not be able to know. So if we are giving invitations that they needed some former ministers or MPs, then that's when we get to know. Yes. So for now, I know about 4 others have been scheduled to meet the police. That's what they said they would. We'll have to meet them with the other former ministers.
But let's be clear on one thing. Your clients have not been charged, correct?
Yes, they've not been charged. What they said is that they are being investigated for the offense of stealing.
What does that mean?
Let me quickly... It means that you are being investigated, that you have been arrested, there is an allegation of stealing against you, and the process is that they will have to do the investigation. The law gives them that power, or puts that burden on them to do their investigation. When they find any evidence, compelling evidence that can secure them conviction, or otherwise conviction, then they will now come and charge you that we have found this evidence, these are the facts, and we are going now to charge you. So they will ask you to write a charge statement to deny or confirm that this charge is being leveled against you. Then from that charge, you will have to arraign you before a competent court of law now. So the process is that it's either you are invited, whilst you are invited, or you are arrested, Then they tell you what you are being investigated for. After they've done their investigation, they will charge you and say, we are charging you for this offense. After that, they will take you to court. Or if they don't find anything with their investigation, they have that power to say that we've not found anything, so we will not be able to go ahead with the matter. Or they will decide that we are sending the docket to Attorney General to advise us, because Attorney General is the state lawyer. So they will now advise the police, looking at the facts and looking at the law. Will it be able to go to court? Is this a case that can be sent to court, or this case cannot be? So Attorney General will advise, close the docket, forget about the matter, or the Attorney General will say, proceed to court and take them to court. Or Attorney General can also say, go back and do some further investigation and find out people who we can call as witness.
Every day, at least 3 of the former ministers will be reporting at the CID. Is that correct?
Yes, my understanding is that about two have been invited to come today.
Okay, on the same kind of investigation?
The same facts, the same issue.
So what is... I don't want to say the truth, but what's the reality, really? Did they receive double salaries?
No. For us, the appreciation of the matter is this. When you are a member of parliament, you are paid on account. The reason why you are paid on account is that under Article 71, the president will have to appoint a committee which would determine your salary and your allowances, conditions of term. Now, until that is set up and they come with the emolument, you are paid on account as a member of parliament. So you don't have a salary. You don't know what is your salary. It's only you are being paid. And normally what they use as the pay is that what was paid to the former parliament at the end of the last parliament, that's the 6th parliament. What was the salary structure? So that's what you'll be started on. So they will be paying you that on account until the committee determines the salaries for Article 71 holders. That's the president, the vice, the members of parliament, and others.
So you're saying that you'll be receiving what you normally would get from parliament, and you would also be receiving what you get from the executive. But that doesn't sound right, does it?
When you are appointed as a minister, now you become a member of the executive. So the executive also will give you some payment for the position that you have been taken to cabinet minister or secretarial minister or minister of state. But
shouldn't you prompt parliaments, for instance, to say that I am now a minister, so you shouldn't be paying me what you pay me?
No. That has not been the practice. That has been the practice since 1992. So if you are a member of the executive,
but is that right? Does it make it right?
No, let me explain it so that when you get appreciation. Now, so when the executive is going to pay you, they pay you under the Office of Government Machinery. That's Office of the President. They also give you some amount. Now, once this too is being paid, they will have to make sure that at the end of the day, it does not exceed what the committee would determine. So what the committee determines that the two is reconciled, the two accounts, what you were being paid. Then you are given the rest as your arrest or gratuity or end of service benefit. So if we are being paid 6,000, let's say in Parliament, and you are being paid another 6,000 or 7,000 by controller, this makes it 13,000. If the committee determines and says your salary is 15,000, that means you have an outstanding of 2,000. This 2,000, they will now have to deduct all loans you have taken, reconcile all these two accounts, then you'll be given the rest of what you are due. So that becomes your arrest. So Controller General, Accountant General, Auditor General, and Minister of Finance would always have to make sure, with Parliament, have to make sure that they've done the reconciliation. So you will not even know what you are due as your arrest that will be paid to you. It is for these two accounts that you are being paid, that is what is being termed as double salary.
So in simple terms, I think for all of us to understand easily, you're saying that if you're appointed as a minister, you would not know exactly how much you're being paid?
No. Even as at now, as we speak, those who are ministers and those who are MPs, even the president, they don't have a salary. They are just being paid on account. Until the president appoints a committee to go into their emolument, which they would determine under Article 71, they don't have a salary. What they are being paid is on account, or we can say salary in advance.
So
they don't have a salary.
So if you receive that salary in advance from the executive and you still get exactly what is coming through from Parliament, then that's okay.
It's okay. That has been the system. So let's look at it this way. Is it a systemic failure, or there was something wrong with the system?
Okay.
This is the way it's being paid. It is only now, this 2017, that even still we have the same system, but the only difference now is that instead of controller paying you in a different account, controller brings the money, which for the executive brings that money to Parliament. So Parliament will now add that money as a top-up to the minister. So any person who is an MP minister there, you can cross-check their salary.
Okay.
They always take more than the person who is an ordinary MP. So if you are MP without a portfolio or anything, check what is their salary and check what is the salary of a cabinet minister who is also an MP. You will see the difference. What has been done now is to make sure they bring the money from controller. Instead of paying them from office of the president, the money is sent to Parliament for Parliament to pay them.
Okay.
So it is a systemic thing that are they entitled to be paid as members of executive? If that
I'm sure the conversation would continue. So you go with your clients to the CID headquarters today?
Definitely we will be going there.
Okay. So what time are you supposed to per the schedule to report?
I think that is mid-morning. The mid-morning around 10:30, 11.
Are these sitting members of Parliament?
Exactly. They are sitting members and former ministers under the NDC administration.
Okay.
But they are sitting members of Parliament.
So who are they? Because yesterday we saw those who reported.
I think the list, I think Honorable Aquinos, who was a former minister, is to report. And Honorable Fifi also.
Okay.
I can't remember the third one.
Okay. All right. We thank you for your time this morning. We'll be following it up. That's a private legal practitioner, Victor Kojoga Adawudu. He's representing those former ministers and members of Parliament who are being accused of taking double salaries. If you like, they're being investigated for stealing. And yesterday, Roland, we heard Inusa Husseini vehemently, saying that he hasn't stolen anything, really.
Yeah, he said he hadn't stolen anything. Well, you're watching us just some few kilometers from Lomé, the capital of Togo. If Antoinette, say hi to Auntie Fomi, that's your mom. And please recover very fast. Good morning to you. We hope that you're enjoying the time there and the recovery process. Please, well, at the end of the day, we have to take a critical look at the issues. We hope that as they unfold, we'll also bring you a lot more. On the front page of the Ghanaian Times, we have the UK-Ghana Investment Summit. Ghana is ideal for investment. President tells business leaders. You have a picture there of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Okay, so we have government sets up committee to curb road carnage. That's on page 15. We know that it's from a press statement that was put together by the man in the picture there, Perry Okujeto, who is a Deputy Minister of Information. NSA board chairman suspended. Commonwealth Games versus scandal. We told you that yesterday as well. Two-day aviation workshop is taking place in Accra. On the back page, though, we have some sports stories. So you can just flip through the Ghanaian Times. You get to know what the stories are in that paper. Okay. So let's look at the Daily Guide newspaper. It has on the front page, CID grills 3 MPs over double salary scandal. You have pictures there of Eric Opoku, Comfort Tudoyo, Kujo Gansa, and Inusa Fusaini. You also have the Minister of Education's picture there, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. Says Napo grabs top award. Capital Bank boss nabbed, that's William Atuasian, and Nana fires NSA board chair over visa fraud. I always take what the Daily Guide says seriously.
So what? So does it mean that...
Because during the first story, they didn't say suspend. They said Nana fires or sacks the Deputy Sports Minister.
He was suspended.
Well, yeah, true. That's what the statement said. But the Daily Guide says sacks.
Oh,
and now says that fires. And fire just means that you've been sacked. Now, let's go to the center spread. Fancy Gadam, that's News One pull out. It looks like he has the numbers as always. He can feel.
Oh, you didn't feel the welcome back in Tamale, eh?
I did.
Chale.
Later in the day, I was seeing the pictures and the videos.
Chale.
I said it was awesome.
Oh, that's it. In the center
Fancy
spread of the
Gadam
paper.
commands thousands in Tamale.
Yeah.
It says Northern Bay's artist Fancy Gadam received a rousing welcome when he returned home to Tamale with the laurels he won at the 2018 edition of the Ghana Music Awards.
Where does it come from, by the way? I think it comes from the central region.
I think Swedro area.
He's ever received like a quarter of this kind of welcome?
No, I'm not sure he has. But what his song was?
So he was looking for the most popular
Fancy
song
Gadam
of the year.
arriving. Gadam Nation. He was born
Big ups.
Ahmed Mujahid Bello.
Yeah.
Yai. Fancy Gadam.
Chale.
We have that story there. And the manifest in Adidas commercial. But if you get to read about the artists that really are making Ghana proud internationally and not known here in Ghana, Manifest performing.
What do you mean by not known here in Ghana? You mentioned Manifest.
No, and Noella, Wiyala.
Yeah, and then you said not known in Ghana.
I mean, relatively, they don't get they don't get to receive lots of the accolades. And they are in the books of Mama V mostly.
No.
No.
But everybody would disagree with you.
I mean, when you go to the iTunes and the ones that are downloaded very much, you find Manifest.
I tell you what, we've got champions. We've got people who want to remain local champions. There are people who look beyond just being and performing and being known in Ghana, and that's where people. And they always headline concerts out there. You mentioned Noella Wiyala. She's very popular even in Ghana as well. And then Manifest. Hello.
I'm not sure she's as popular.
One Love the Kubolo.
As she's popular outside
Should I mention there's Mensa?
Yeah, there's Mensa too.
Yeah. There's Senator Gadu.
Yeah, Senator Gadu.
Yeah. Hello.
The ones that are not popular in Ghana. That's
Let's do the Finder newspaper. I refuse that. The Finder newspaper, front page of the Finder this morning. Ghana is a haven to invest in. President Akufo-Addo tells UK investors. Save Ghana Water Company Limited from Teshi desalination plant burden, according to a group. And then World Bank Lord Akufo-Addo Adjasafo over policies to cater for the marginalized. Tema records over 500% increase in adolescent HIV infection. Not good. Information sharing critical to aviation security, according to the Minister of Aviation, Mrs. Cecilia Abena-Dapa. But this issue about the Ghana Water Company, that same headline is on the front page of the Daily Graphic, but it says Ghana Water pays 1.4 million Ghana cedis 4 months after desalination plant closes. Let's see the angle in this, which is on page 4 in the Finder newspaper. Okay. So the Africa Center for Integrity and Development, an anti-corruption and good governance advocacy organization, is calling on the government and sector stakeholder institutions to, as a matter of urgency, find solutions to lift the financial obligation imposed on the Ghana Water Company Limited by the operation of the Teshi desalination plant. So the Ghana Water Company had to shut down the $126 million Teshi desalination plant, which was to serve as a solution to the perennial potable water needs of the Teshi and Nungwa communities due to the operational and production costs involved in the venture. Now, even after the closure, we're told that Ghana Water has paid 1.4 million Ghana cedis, and we've got lots of details on this story in the Finder, also in the Daily Graphic newspaper. But let's touch quickly on this HIV increase, the records in Tema. Story on page 2, still in the Finder newspaper, says the Tema Metropolitan Health Directorate in 2017 recorded a startling 500% increment in HIV infections among adolescents aged between 10 and 19 in the metropolis. The figure shot up from 36 and 27 in 2015 and 2016 respectively to 143 between January and December 2017. Details of that, the figure, which formed 7.6% of 1,881 HIV infections in the metropolis, comprised of 60 males and 83 females. And I'm worried about this bracket of 10 and 19 years contracting the HIV virus. If you like details of that story in the Finder newspaper, and there are many other stories in the paper, by the way.
All right, so let's look at the Herald newspaper. Akufo-Addo ministers caught with rent allowance while living in state bungalows. Wasa Grabo Galamsey gang busted after selling CNG Alaska Mines concession to Chinese. Killer rent advance impoverishing Ghanaian slime.
You won't value your time. Until you value your time, you will not do anything with it. And it's coming from Abdullah Abdulrazak, General Lameshugu in Tamale, always sending us messages such as these. This one says, more political rots. Okay, I can't read this. Full of allegations, unsubstantiated. This one says, I want to say a very good morning to the people of East Gonja District. Okay, Salaga. Greetings coming from Mahama. Salihu from Ben or Pembe. Okay, sending us this message. Okay, so this one says, okay, why are people making Tanko Abubakar Shukura? I got your message, but it's an allegation that you have not substantiated, so I can't put it out there. This one says, congratulations to FDA for shamefully responding after the reportage. Good, the perfect team. Nyanyovo, Savior in Avadakwa. We did talk about this yesterday, and it's exactly the way we thought they would respond, and they didn't disappoint us, did they? This one says the former ministers of ex-Mahama administration should be investigated thoroughly and bring them to book if found guilty by the appropriate authority of the country. Buzuwa in Gushegu sending this message, and perhaps a last one. Okay, no, not quite. It's a picture. When somebody sends you a picture, you can't read it, can you?
Well, we have to look at the online portals. It is your birthday today, Koana, and you work with Class FM. Good morning to you. We hope that you enjoy your time. Now, mamavimajoonline.com.
On Ghana, where it is okay to smoke freely in public, make others sick. Oh, we have places where you can smoke, but I tell you what, in the absence of anything like enforcement, you can smoke pretty much anywhere. But it will be a good piece to read. BA baggage handlers smuggled 16 million, Roland, is this pounds?
Yeah, pounds.
Of cocaine through Heathrow.
32 million.
16.
Okay.
Through Heathrow.
What are 2 Ghanaians were part?
Ooh. Okay. Let's move on. Amanpour defends Moyisha. Women everywhere should be able to speak freely about sex, love. And this is a story that we wish we could read a bit of it for you, but hopefully we'll be able to. But you can read what Christian Amanpour is saying after. Oh, there we have it. Thank you very much.
Christian Amanpour.
Yeah, so this is it. Amanpour writing in the aftermath of all the conversations. We know that the Ministry of Gender, for instance, issued a statement. People have had their say. A lot of people have given it to her proper. Some say she generalized. She made it look like every woman in Ghana cannot survive in this economy, and everybody thinks that it is hard. So the only way is to sleep around and, you know, get sorted out. So Amanpour is responding, says, when we started filming the CNN original series Sex and Love around the world, I was both curious and nervous about what we might find. It turned out that all along my journey, no matter the country, culture, or religion, I heard stories about sex and family honor being used as weapons to silence women and keep them under control. Religion, politics, and tradition, often in the conspiracy against love, sexuality, and free choice, especially for women.
So when you go up, that's where she talks about Ghana. So she says, wait, so Mama, this way. So
where's that?
Yeah.
Where's that? So it was quite distressing to hear that one of our contributors, Moyisha Budon, has been the target of public shaming by the Ghanaian press and the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. Numerous media outlets in Ghana have taken to villainizing this young woman based on an excerpt of the conversation included in a 1-minute 30-second video of Sex and Love. As the host and the namesake of the series, I feel compelled to speak up on behalf of our contributor. I want people to recognize Moyisha's right to speak up and the courage she showed by sharing such intimate read, and let me know what you make of the response.
Because it's of the most religious in the world. We spoke to men too, including the Archbishop of the Action Chapel, Mega Church, who told us we don't put women down in our society. We don't do that. I'm surrounded by women. The success of my ministry, many ways I can equate to the women around me. I urge my colleagues in the Ghanaian press, including Roland Walker, Mohamed Viswabwaje, to reserve judgment for the whole episode, and for the people to understand that I think the Mama V's views epitomize what Christian Amanpour said the first time.
I think that what we said, you know, well, generally, except that we are all different. People take things differently, and I think that's what Christian Amanpour must also recognize. People take things differently.
You mean different cultures take different things?
No, it's not different cultures. Even in Ghana, you can't box all of us together and say that we reacted in one way.
Oh, okay.
So we would also, you know.
But I think that she's summing up the general feeling she got from.
No, she's summing up the negative feelings.
And not
there are people who have spoken for her who have said that she said her mind. She's an individual and it's her perspective. Other people have said because she said in Ghana, it's like generalizing. Yeah, so, okay, so pretty much you can read the rest of it on myjoyonline.com and let us know what you think about this response that's coming. But she's saying, so strong along with Moyisha. Okay, that's it. Are we being sacked? I guess so.
All right.
So we've got more news on myjoyonline.com. You can always go there and check the stories out, but let us know what you think. Just before we allow ourselves to be sacked, maybe we can read 1 or 2 messages and then we're out of here. Hey, somebody says, Mama V, Wonsabesi form. Is that it? Charlie Kobe in Saboba. I have to read your tree again and come back. We've got AM Business on the show today, but first we have to do sports, and then we're talking about a major exercise undertaken by the police yesterday, all in the chase, or you know, to get the issue about tramadol and the horrifying things that it's been doing to people who are hooked on the drug. So the security services, the police, really, they've been trying to undertake some exercises, and we're told that there's a main base in East Legon where they mix some drinks with tramadol and things like that. We'll get into the subject after AM Business this morning, so you've got to stay with us. And then we're also speaking to the SRC president of the University of Ghana. We know the Vandals have issued a press statement following that clash between either visitors from Katanga Hall and their counterparts and the Commonwealth Hall. All that conversation coming up on the show today. So you definitely have to stay with us, and please keep sending your comments through.